It's 10:36 a.m. Eastern Time. This is an update on the corn market. It is July 1st. I'm Rich Posson for Critical Point. Since yesterday, I actually took a trade in the corn market. It wasn't just analysis and opinion. I did buy it before the December contract before the report came out. I bought it after putting out my little update and just said, you know what? I can squeeze a piece of this in with all my stock market investing, even though I'm too much. I'm on the high side of my full investment goal. But I put it on, and right at the moment I look at this saying, compared to a normal market, that's an outlier. That's a big size gain in a brief time. For weather markets, that's about right. But the thing is, the December contract did move into that bearish island reversal I showed you on the chart. That again, most technicians would say it wasn't there, it didn't work. But you can see there was such a characteristic, and I think that's a good resistance level. I think this market is going lower from sometime today into tomorrow. It probably will be up on Monday. In fact, it should be. We should still see higher prices early next week. It may even be higher into the end of the week. But sometime next week, you're going to get a more important level 3 top, and the market should be down into the following week. And the point is, next week could be that level 2 top, and it's all over for the rest of the month, okay? All level 3 tops and level 4 top, and most of the level 4 tops will likely be swinging lower over time if there's a level 2. And I'm just not convinced we still have the weather here to actually do this. I think we had a great knee-jerk reaction to go into a level 2 top when really the market wants to go lower into late July to early August, maybe bounce a little, and then go lower into harvest. I think that's what it really wants to do. So I'm looking at this saying, I think I'd rather have my money instead of trading for the level 3, level 2 trends. I basically traded for a level 4 interweek pop, and I'd rather have my money. And maybe I'll change my mind and buy it back tomorrow, but I'm probably going to leave it alone because I'd rather try to stay focused on selling rallies, frankly. You got to get this weather more geared up for me to want to stay in there and be bullish. So I'm not making any kind of alert. There is no level 3 sell signal here. I don't even know if we have a level 4 sell signal right now, but I don't like the behavior here. I think it is going lower in tomorrow, and I'm just wondering how well will it rally next week, especially if we get some good rain forecasts in the Corn Belt, reduce some of the heat. That could happen. And likewise, we can see this weather's flip-flopping, that it could still turn out to be extreme heat. But the point is, the traders are going to trade along with this. They're going to trade as if they think, you know what, it's all over as of July 4th. It's downhill. And then later in July, they'll say, oops, we got to change. And we're just trying to keep up with where the most of the money and the aggressive money is going on. We're not trying to be geniuses to figure out all the fundamental information, because after 30 years of trading, I've come to the conclusion no one really does that. So I'm going to stick with my guidelines, and if you want to stay long in the next week, fully understand it, because there's no signs of a significant top here. But I would just rather have my money and stay more focused in my personal money in some of the stock market that I think's easier to follow here. As analytically, I am not making a sell signal here. I got to wait till next week. I just got to do it. And if the market crashes tomorrow, I'm going to say, wow, we missed that one. And that is a possibility. And I'm just thinking, how much more can I really gain out of this in just a few more trading days? Why not take the gain now? I like this technical level here in the December corn futures. So as I say, as soon as I get off the phone here, selling my position, take my profit, but there is no signals. The models are bullish into next week, and then we will reevaluate. But also keep in mind, the model is suggesting the market can go down into tomorrow before going higher. What if it went down much more than we think? What if we find next week's high is actually a little bit lower, and it was a truncated high, it didn't work? There's all kinds of variables going on here that's very dependent upon weather. And it looks like to me this weather, man, it's really extremely hot in some regions, but in some regions is doing very well. And some of those regions are actually in the Corn Belt. And then the same for precipitation, getting very good rains, and in other rains we're lacking, okay? And then there's certainly still drought conditions. It's going to be tricky here. So again, I'm just alerting you what I'm doing for money. I'm stepping away from a model basically, or you could say I'm flipping from a level 3, level 2 trader to a level 4 trader. And I'm just saying I'd like my money. And, but again, we ought to get some higher prices here. And I don't want to miss out of upside. I'm going to stay analytically with the model signal to try to be bullish into next week. We will reevaluate, and if we see what we want to see, we're going to sell it. And if we have to change our mind later in the month, write it up again, we're going to do it. And then we'll sell it again. Unless you can give us some significant evidence here that this yield is coming down by huge amounts, then I'm concerned that really this tighter balance sheet than everybody thought after yesterday's report isn't really as important as many think going out in the next few months at least. And on a long-term basis, supply and demand balance sheets, prices can fluctuate 20 to 50 cents above and below the S&Ds for Gorin. All right, maybe I'm a little extreme on the 50 cent side. All right, hopefully there's some kind of help and guidance to you. And past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. Have a great day.